Yeah, kids, are you ready for some magic?
Aye, aye.
Are you ready for a voyage?
Aye, aye.
Are you ready for a magic voyage? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yes, it's finally time to talk about American Spanish history.
No, don't go away.
It's not accurate at all. The Magic Voyage, or Die Abenteuer von Pico und Columbus, is an animated straight-to-VHS film featuring everybody's favorite explorer.
No, not him. I meant Christopher Columbus.
Ah, one more thing.
Wow. People sure don't know their history.
Anyway, the movie as titled is about Christopher Columbus discovering America, or should I say his friend Pico.
We'll get to that.
The movie was released in April 1993, and believe me, it does not have the 90s charm to it. It was created by Bravavia Films and directed by Michael Schneemann. It has since its release been criticized by both critics and audiences alike for shit poor animation quality, nonsensical voice acting, and straight up bad script.
Which is really hard to believe, since it is based on a true story. I mean, how the hell can you fuck that up? Anyway, let's take a look at the Magic Voyage, or The Adventures of Pico and Columbus.
As any other great animation film, it starts with nothing but music and still images. And by now you would see parents all over the world already ripping the VHS out of the VCR and simply burning the cassette to protect their children from any harm. Or really, just be assholes and say fuck it, at least they'll shut up for about an hour. And about a minute or two in, yeah, I'm not kidding here, the narrator finally decides to show up.
A long time ago, people thought the world was flat, and if you sailed uncharted waters, you just might fall over the edge into space.
Yeah, it's Mickey Rooney. Or if you watch the original language, it's Hans Peitsch. Or something like that. Oh, who's Mickey Rooney, you ask? Well, let me tell you.
Mickey Rooney was born in the year 1920. He started his career as an actor in the early 40s, and has since then been in more than 300 films. The latest one being Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde in 2017, which is odd since he died in 2014, but never mind that. After Rooney's done talking, we are introduced to Pico, the, well, I would say miniature man with a snowman's nose, but
apparently he's a woodworm who turned bookworm. Yeah, is that part of some incredibly shady cult or something, or is it just plain weird?
Oh yeah, by the way, Pico begins the movie by singing. Yeah, I kid you not, singing.
I used to be a bookworm. I sat up on the shelf.
And what makes it worse? The song is terrible.
If you can even call it singing. Seriously, the entire corner of my room is filled up with these, is it actually singing parts? And let me tell you, I'm not happy with that.
After a chase scene, Pico lands aboard the ship of Christopher Columbus.
Just one more thing, please.
Yet again, no, it's not him. But trust me, in mere minutes, you would be wishing it was him.
It appears that good old Columbus is having quite the problem, for you see, he thinks the world is not flat, but square.
Yeah, I seriously don't know why.
That is, until Pico shows him the light.
And I've seen the light. The Society of Light.
Maybe the world is she's around? Say!
Again, this is an interesting choice to make the actual true story character completely doofus, and then make a completely fictional character the all-knowing guy. Come to think of it, how comes this bookworm knows so fucking much? I mean, he learned all he could from books made by humans, so how come he knows this part? I don't know, maybe he read Star Wars or something? Yeah, that would explain it.
Anyway, the two people who literally share 10 words with each other suddenly thinks it's a good idea to start singing on how great friends they are now.
Yesterday my life was dreary. Now suddenly I'm bright and cheery.
Yeah, I kid you not. After like 10 words of conversation, they now have a best friend song. Yeah. Oh, and also, this kid!
Don't forget about me. Grown-ups think the world's crummy. I'm just a kid. I'm no dummy. I feel smarter just by looking at.
Who is he? Why is he in the song? And even more importantly, why did they decide to give this specific character a solo part in the song about the friendship of a man and his little worm? That came out wrong. Seriously, this kid is only in the song and that's it. We don't know anything about him. Nothing at all. Then again, we barely know why the protagonists are friends, so I guess it's okay. They finally arrive at the castle and it seems that the king is not pleased with the various inventors.
Hell, they even mock what I believe is Michelangelo.
No, 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 no. If you say she flies, then she flies.
Anyway, it looks like the same treatment is in store for Columbus. That is, until the queen arrives and apparently she likes Columbus. She likes him so much that he can predict everything she's going to say.
He's much too handsome. Mwah!
Yeah, it's creepy.
What a disgusting display.
Yeah, if you're wondering who that Amish-looking Jafar is, so is the rest of the world. Apparently he's the king's counselor, and he doesn't like Columbus either. And that's it. Nothing more is known of this guy. Why? Because he's not in the fucking rest of the movie.
Yeah, the portrayed bad guy is not the portrayed bad guy. Go figure. This is clearly not a Shyamalan movie. He at least knows to put the obvious twist at the end.
Meanwhile, Columbus is having his fun with the queen. Pico decides to go exploring.
Now wait a minute. Pico goes exploring while Columbus is getting drunk. Am I missing something from the history books I read? I mean, it's not like if I take up a history book and look under Christopher Columbus, it's going to... Holy shit. It is.
Okay, now that we know that Pico decides to crawl into the highest tower,
Hey, that looks pretty cool.
It happens.
here we meet the movie's eye candy. At least that's what I think they went with.
This is Marilyn. She's a sprite. And even more at that, she's a princess sprite.
Marilyn has been captured by the evil Swarm Lord, or banished, or something. To be honest, the movie isn't really clear on it. The reason, well, the Swarm Lord wants the magic light.
At last, princess, the secret of your magic light will be mine.
It says right here in the totally accurate history book. Right here. I mean, get your history, people.
So now we have a scene where Pico is showing off. At least I think that is what they tried to do. Oh, and also, by the way, it might be a bit late, but seriously, listen to this.
Whoa! Hey, these are pretty cool. I look stupid. Glad nobody can see me making a fool of myself.
To be honest, Pico, most YouTubers do that all the time, but no, that's not the point here. The point is that the movie never shuts up. It's constant noise all the way through the movie.
And I bet you, it's the dubbed version who's at fault here. Yeah, you might not know this, but English-speaking countries have a tendency to say, fuck it, it's a foreign movie, I don't give a crap about acting or timing. And before you say anything, of course other countries do this as well. It's like they just don't give a crap when it's from another country.
And believe me, I have searched high and low for the German version of this movie, only to see if that was also filled with constant noise. Also no luck. I did find a French version though. Oh my god, it's so much fucking better. There's ambience. Fucking ambience. And the character, he doesn't tell you everything he fucking does all the time. There's just a slight bit of sound with the right amount of talk. Fuck you American voice actors. I mean, the movie's not great, believe me. But the American version is just significantly inferior.
Which is funny since it's about your fucking history. At least have some goddamn dignity. Okay, enough bullshitting. The Swarm Lord comes in, takes the princess and is off to America.
Oh, Marilyn. I'll find you. All the way across the ocean.
The next scene is literally Pico waking up and is rather late for the ceremony of Columbus's new ships.
The Santa Maria.
People, I know it is Spain, you know, the land of the wine, but really a drunk queen? Is that really such a good image to show children? As I said, the movie is bad.
Anyway, through a lot of hardships, Pico finally arrives on the ship.
Where the evil Swarmwood is kingdom of the west.
To the west? But we go to the west to get to the east. So we can look for your love, my little one.
Okay, time for a little analytical break. First of all, how gullible is Christopher Columbus? I am Columbus, the greatest explorer in the world. I discovered India through America. And my little friend Pico here. He told me of the evil swarm lords, so we traveled west to get to the east, to get to the north, to get to the south, to get to the north, to get to the west, to save the princess of the Sprite Kingdom. But I swear, my little one told me the world was round. You know how far in the movie we are by now? 1/3 of the movie. Yeah, 1/3 of the movie is over. And we are only now getting to the traveling part? I don't know about you, but I thought a movie featuring the greatest or dumbest as portrayed here, explorer in the world, we would have a tiny bit more exploring done by now.
Well, more.
Yeah, I still don't like that guy.
Somewhere along the line, Columbus decides to have a dream sequence. Well, not before he's done in bed.
Seriously, that movement is just wrong.
Not that the dream sequence is that much better. Columbus glorifies himself and decides to pull a monocular out of his dick.
And that's basically what it is.
But believe me or not, we actually got something from actual history. Yeah, hard to believe, I know. Columbus's crew wants to do mutiny.
Yeah, hard to believe, right?
He's talking to his little world. What did I tell you? He's crazy. Now, he's kissing the little world.
This is crack.
Good night, everybody.
I don't know what clip to use.
But instead, Columbus does a little jiggy and everything is fine.
Okay, I guess.
Until...
Did I tell you that I was allergic to a razor? Oh, don't take me so literally.
I'm on my way.
Yeah, rated E for everyone.
Who thought this image was a good idea? Seriously, don't you think kids would be a bit disturbed to see goofball Columbus being hanged by his own people?
I mean, there is things you have to include in stories and other things you have to remove in order to make it more watchable. Especially for kids. For kids.
Now I don't say Xing off characters cannot be done in kid shows. I mean, Batman the Animated Series, the best cartoon ever, have this quite a lot.
But then again, Batman has a tiny bit different audience than fucking Adventures of Pico and Columbus.
Okay, after hanging up there for about 2 minutes, yeah, they actually let him hang that long. They finally see land.
Did you do this to my house? Huh? Yeah.
Oh. Hello, Beaver. Nice of you to be that, oh, I don't know kind of guy, you know, sort of like an unfunny Goofy.
Anyway, the beaver, who is named Bob, by the way,
Are my number one guy.
Trust me, Joker. Not this Bob.
He stole my balloons!
Try to warn him. Wait, did he say balloons? No, there's no balloons here. Oh, God. They had to mention balloons. Well, might as well fade to black.
so Bob, Pico and the 2 remaining rats decides to go find Marilyn.
Oh, I forgot to mention. There's rats in this picture. Yeah, the rats are these evil guys who hinders Pico in doing stuff. And apparently now they're the good guys. Yeah, trust me, this is as much explanation as the movie did.
And of course, Columbus decides to follow the animals, which, by the way, he's the only one who can understand.
Hey, come back with my hat, you big fat rat.
Yeah, not just Pico, he's seen talking to other animals. Magic dolphin tears. Yeah, let's go with that.
So, after some jungle shenanigans, including a stupid Borat joke...
That was gross. I hated that tree. Not.
This suit is not black.
They finally arrive at the temple of the Swarm Lord.
Oh, the gold!
Again, it's in a totally accurate history book.
But wouldn't you have it, they have to try and kill Columbus before they go inside.
No! Don't chew my tree!
Of course! If you haven't noticed, the entire film crew tried to kill off Columbus.
First we had the king who tried to send him off the edge of the world, then the crew trying to hang the man, and now the animal who tried to knock him off a cliff.
And not to mention the natives and later on the Swarm Lord.
The only person who didn't try to kill Columbus is actually that unnamed boy at the beginning and the queen who's drunk as shit.
He's much too handsome. Mwah!
Anyway,
they find the honeycomb of the Swarm Lord, so I guess it's simply just bees then.
Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast!
okay, not the beast. Jeez.
And while Pico tries to save the blurry princess, the beaver decides to eat the comb. Yeah, apparently it was Pico's plan, and Bob, he stopped him only to do it himself. Oh, and also Columbus went nuts.
And now, Mr. Puppet, will you get the gold? Okay, I get to the ball, yes.
But to be honest, surviving 2 minutes or more of being hanged has to cause some sort of severe brain damage. It's not like that weird Johnny Depp movie where he swallows a flute and everything's hunky-dory.
So, believe it or not, Columbus saved the day by squishing the Swarm Lord, and the natives are happy.
And
You've made squishy with the swarm. How can we ever thank you?
Oh, for starters, the land, and then probably your properties, your food stock, and most of your people. Yeah, that'll do.
So we get a stupid reference to modern day America and the movie ends.
Oh, I bet you thought it continued all the way to the Queen. Yeah, no. The creators said, fuck it, no one's going to watch this piece of garbage anyway. Let's just cut it here.
To be fair, the English dub is horrendous. They care little to nothing about the movie. This is also seen in a lot of anime. The English voice actors just don't give a crap about foreign material. If you can watch it in French or German, I bet it's at least a little bit more enjoyable. Then again, the movie is crap. It has nothing to do with the actual story. The whole idea of Pico knowing more than the entire humankind. Oh, and the animation, the art style, and really anything in the movie is bad. Except that it actually gets some parts right, like the Queen's sort of crush on Columbus. It has been speculated. But in all honesty, the movie lacks major, and maybe it's just my copy, but they tend to replay clips all the time. The king yelled twice the same thing, Pico ran in the same circle twice. Maybe it's something wrong with the copy, maybe nobody wanted to check the movie for errors. That is highly believable. The movie lacks a lot, there's nothing redeeming. Only thing that's slightly fun, the song, especially the French version. I don't know, it feels more polished with more than one character singing.
But just avoid the movie in general. It's terrible, no matter what language. I'm the Angrynator terminating bad movies for your entertainment. And now, Pico, let's see if the world is so round. Oh shit! Pico! The world! She was a square!